Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. We've had a whole load of replays sent in to us for the new Italian tanks. And the first one we're going to be seeing is the Carro d'Assalto P.88, which is the Tier 7 Italian heavy tank. It's located on the, well, it's the north-east spawn of Westfield, and it's under the command of Lomian EU. Now his guns drop straight away, but I'm pretty sure he will load into the game momentarily. He's got a 90mm gun, fairly well sloped armour at the front, you can see there, and the armour is 100mm or 10cm at the front, 60 at the size of the hull, 20 at the rear, 70 at the size of the turret. Okay, stopped momentarily. 240 Alpha with penetration of 202mm with the standard, and with the APCR he'll go up to 220mm. This is a tier 7 game, he's top tier, so he is going to have to perform, but well, Lomian likes to get aces early on in his games. When a tank is new, he likes to take it out and, well, get very good results. And the first tank he spotted, a T-25AT, which is, as you know, an American tank destroyer with a fixed gun front. Pops up, puts around into the IS. Oh, Arty's playing a part. Nice little shot there on the IS. Kept him stunned. Who's next? Looks like the IS again. Ah, now that one ricocheted off the hull. Might be able to get that ARL. He's moving rather rapidly but side onto us. Oh, another Carro! And unfortunately this time the T-25AT did get around in 90mm round at that. He's still going for that IS, and this time around he gets a high roll for 260. Reload's quite good, isn't it? 8.22 seconds, but the book reload is 8.63, so he has already reduced it, and I think that might be through a rammer, because I'm pretty sure he's training up the crew. But there you go, he's got his kill on the KB85, and he bounced around from the T-25AT again, which is good. I think he needs to address that guy. That one didn't go through. He's still firing standard AP. Go for the IS. Goes for the Carro instead, gets that one, but he lost another 234 to that T-25AT, who is being a bit of a pain. Aims for the top of him, gets a nice pen through the cupola. 230, that's, is that an average roll or low roll? It's a low roll. And another penetration on the cupola. That T-25AT knows he's in trouble now, and you can see that from the fact that he's pulling back as quickly as he can, but that's not going to stop him from getting shot. He got hit in the tracks there, which means he's burned his repair kit to move back a bit more. And Logan's going for another shot. This time around he gets a full pen, high roll. Next shot will be a kill shot. Lines it up. Nice! Gets rid of that problem guy. After all, he lost him a lot of hit points. Nearly half his hit points went just on that guy alone. Okay, we're 6-all at the moment. We've killed everyone in the north, so it's now time to deal with the enemy tanks who are making their way towards our cap. So he needs to head towards the village or towards our cap area, and I think he's elected he's going to go to the cap. Cavalier in sight, AMX CLC Biz. He should be able to make short work of those because they're tier 5, but look what we've got over there. P.43 Biz, which is the Italian tier 6, if I remember correctly. Is it a tier 6? Well, he could certainly penetrate that Cavalier, no problem about that. Yep, 248. The P.43 Biz is a tier 6, yes. Cavalier's gone. Ah, AMX ELC hit him, and it was a 75mm round. He can fire again fairly quickly, but he's pulled back into cover. In the meantime, he's having a look at that Cromwell, long way away, has to dial in, gets a shot, 241, high roll. He's now got a steel wall. I think that AMX is having a bit of difficulty trying to pen him. Go for the Cromwell. Good shot. Low roll, 229. He needs to deal with that AMX because he's starting to fire HE, I think. Or is he? It looks like it was HE that he fired there, because you saw a bit of an explosion or puff as it hit the wall. And that's normally a good indication it's HE that he's firing. Oh, good hit, but low roll, 232. He's a one-shot. The M41 is in trouble. Oh, that one missed, and we lose the M41, unfortunately. But he can finish off that AMX if he can get a shot round the wreck. He's hiding, but that you can run, but you can't hide. And he's out the game. Okay, so that's 4 kills now for Lomian. 5 kills. He's killed 1/3 of the enemy team. Cromwell goes. Who's next? There's still an AMX ELC somewhere nearby. The Covenanter's the other side of the map, so he's not going to be able to get to him quickly. The AMX actually went up round the map back to his own cap area. He's trying to stop our P43 Biz from getting into the cap. And so it means there's going to be a long drive for Lomian to get back there. Now, he might come across the enemy P43 in the meanwhile, because he hasn't been spotted. Last time he was seen, he was across the valley. Now, it's quite an unusual looking tank, but I think you can see where they were looking at in terms of design. And in fact, I seem to recall I've seen this shape of tank before, and I think it was either at one of the tank museums, or it was a design I saw in the Tank Encyclopedia. So I suspect that this is an actual design that was actually prepared, but the Italians just never went and built it, because of course they switched sides at the end of the war and nothing was built. He's found the Covenanter. Oh, brilliant shot. Lovely Top Gun now. It's certainly accurate, the 90mm gun. He does have to dial in a long time though. That's 2.4 is the aiming period, but I think actually you have to dial in quite a bit more than that. And the reticule is still quite big. There's the AMX. He's making a run. Stops. But that's not enough, and he's gone. And that's a Naden's medal, which means he killed all the enemy light tanks in this game. And it only leaves the P43, who was last seen in the southeast corner of the map. And that's where he's headed. He's saying to the team, capture the base. I think what they'll do is they'll get somebody in there. He'll force the P43 to come back, because if he doesn't come back, he's going to lose the game. Yep, the ARL's going to do the biz. He's a bit slow. Now the P43, if I remember correctly, is a tier 5 with a 75mm gun. It can actually be quite good in terms of doing damage. It's not quite as much damage as a 90mm, but you do have to watch out for it, because if he's loaded the premium rounds, he probably will carve through the armour of the Carro 88. Yeah, I keep looking at the design of this and saying, I have seen that shape before. Definitely seen that shape before. And it's not a recent that I've seen it. It's somewhere else. I'm certain of it. So I think the guys at Wargaming have obviously been looking at the same books I've been looking at to come up with this particular model. I do wish they'd look at some of the books I've got for the Arty as well. There's the P43. He knows he's been seen. That wasn't our hit, actually. I think we did a critical hit on him, but it was one of the other guys who hit him. And that was the kill shot that wins the game, and a Radley Waters, well deserved for Lomian EU. Very good game indeed. The AMX ELC said it was the best team he had today. Well, not surprising, Lomian was on it. So let's have a look at the end of battle results. Here's the end of battle results. It's an ace tanker for Lomian EU in the Carro d'Assalto P.88, and it's his first ace tanker in this vehicle. He got a Reaper badge for taking out consecutive enemies with consecutive shots. He got a fire for effect for doing more damage than hit points to his own vehicle. A duelist badge for, not a Reaper, a duelist for taking down 2 enemies who damaged him in the game. A bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He managed to get 6. a shell proof for blocking more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle. And here comes the epic medals. Look at this. He got the Radley Walters medal. 8 enemy kills in the game. He virtually carried his team, and he did it very, very well in this new tank. He also got a Nathan's medal for killing all the enemy light tanks in this game. He got a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, a top gun for getting at least 6 kills, and finally a steel wall for blocking the most damage in the game, at least 11 hits and over 1,000 hit points of damage. Let's have a look at team score. 3,922 hit points of damage. The next highest scorer was the Tiger 1 on his team with 1,902, followed by the IS on the enemy team with 1,540. When it came to kills, nobody can get near Lomian. He managed to get 8 kills. The next person only had a quarter of that, and that was the P.88 Biz on his own team with 2 kills, and the Carro 88 on the enemy team and their AMX-CLC. And when it came to base XP, yep, he's got the top on that one. 1,576. He's the only player to get over 1,000 base in the game. 849 went to the P.43 Biz. 789 went to the Tiger 1. He fired 26 rounds in that game, got 22 direct hits, 19 penetrations, and damage of 3,922 hit points, of which 1,428 were at more than 300 meters. He received 14 hits from the enemy, 4 of which penetrated, 10 non-penetrations. Most of those shots actually were bouncing off the armor because they were at just the wrong angle as he went up onto that hill. He did have enough gun depression to get the shots at the enemy, 8 degrees of gun depression, and so most of the shells, they hit the front of the armor because it was so well angled, just bounced off. He also got 1 hit by way of splash damage as well. Damage of 1,390 hit points was blocked by his armor, and that's why he qualified for the steel wall. 1 enemy vehicle spotted, 10 enemy vehicles were damaged, 8 killed, and 643 hit points of damage assistance or spotting assist. He managed to get 64,325 credits from this game, got 65,000 for completing the mission and events, 129,325 credits altogether. And after repair, ammunition, resupply and consumables, and yes, he was using standard ammo throughout that game, 109,635 credits profit. Very good. 2,364 XP, times 2 for the first victory, 4,728 for completing the missions and events, and took away 9,456 experience points altogether. As he said, this is another early Radley Walters in the Carro P.88, and I would not be surprised if he went and took some of the other Italian heavy tanks, the new ones, and did exactly the same with them as well. So thank you so much for sending in this replay. It just goes to show that the Carro d'Assalto is actually quite a good tank, and this should be a fun one to play, and especially if you use it with the Bisonte, the premium heavy tank, and train the crews up quickly. So I hope you enjoyed that replay, and if you did, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a comment down below because it feeds the algorithms, and thank you for watching.